Hello, welcome to my in-depth video on the 75326 Boba Fett's throne room. In this video I'll be talking about this set and all the features and minifigures, and if you do enjoy this video please subscribe because I'll be doing more of these in the future. So starting off with the box art is 75326 Boba Fett's throne room with 732 pieces and will cost £90 or $100, which is quite expensive considering 732 pieces, and there are quite a few flaws with the set. It comes with 7 minifigures, and the box art is alright. I just don't like the way Fennec looks, and the minifigure for Fennec isn't great either. But other than that, it is really nice box art. I do think the triangle does take up a lot of the top left, and then the rest of it's like fairly open. So from the normal kind of top line, which they've done for ages, it is quite a change and one I'm not the biggest fan of. But you can see here all the features on the back and a bunch, like a different angle of the set. So yeah, £90 or $100 is quite expensive considering the number of flaws. Problem is, the previous Jabba's Palace is like 400 quid new off eBay, so really you're stuck with no choice. I'm sure people will find ways to mod this and make it a much better set, so I'd advise you look out for them if you do end up buying this set. So 7 minifigures, which is quite an impressive amount, and most of them are pretty good minifigures. Start off with the Boba Fett minifigure. It's the same as the previous versions. Helmet is as normally discolored, but I don't really mind it that much. And the jetpack is slightly, I prefer it if they made the jetpack darker color. The helmet annoys me slightly less. It is the same as the previous minifigure, so one on the left is the previous, new one is just slightly different imaging, so I'm pretty sure the new one's CGI and the previous one isn't. Then we have Fennec, and the Fennec hairpiece is not good. It just doesn't, it's very like braided and all, and looks far too like, there's far too much like strands of it to be accurate to Fennec, and the rest of the minifigure is really good though. I really wish they'd included the helmet though, that would have made the set so much better. And you can see it has 2 faces, so all these images from M&R Production videos of the second faces. So that one there, kind of a smile, and this one here, like just a normal like calm face. Then we have Bib Fortuna, and this minifigure does not do this man justice for being how fat he is. The new headpiece does have quite a good effect on that, but it doesn't look as good as I don't know what they could have done, but they maybe could have done this minifigure a lot better. His staff is alright, and I do really like his face print, and the printing is very good. So he has 2 faces, this one which is kind of a smile, and this one where it looks quite scared. And yeah, I do think the rest of the printing is very good, and I do like the black and like dark blue color scheme. You can see him here, and he's just not fan enough. Admittedly, the stick could have been done better, but I don't really think Lego could have done it much better. And this is Rystal Sant, or on the box, a feline dancer. And it is a very good minifigure. I do think the hairpiece doesn't really do them justice, but it's not like the worst thing ever. The details are all there, and I do think the colours are all good. It's just the hairpiece isn't as nice. You can see her there in the back corner with her hair, and it is a fairly accurate version of the minifigure. And you can see the Quarren here. It is interesting they decided to include a Quarren minifigure. Something really good though for future sets in case we get him in more. And that is quite nice. You can see him here and like the front holding a bottle of like blue milk, I think it is. And yeah, pretty good minifigures so far. Gamorrean guard, kind of wish there had been 2. And he doesn't look like the ones you see in the Book of Boba Fett. He's more like fully has the like fur all over him. And I wish they'd included 2 because Weequay guard isn't really the greatest minifigure in my opinion. Like, it's nicely detailed, just I would have rather they included 2 Gamorrean guards. So overall the minifigures are very good. A couple small things, but other than the hairpiece they are generally fairly good. On to the set itself, and yeah, I'll start off with the positives and then go through the negatives slightly later. It is pretty good. The interior is very nice. I do really like the throne area, and you can see these 2 images. So one of them has like Fennec and Boba Fett, as you see at the end of the Mandalorian, and that is a very nice scene there. Like, it's very accurate when you do it like that, and that's pretty cool. So you can see it opens up, and the back section you have a bunch of like a bottle, a saucepan, and then you can see behind his throne he has like some meat on like a thing over a fire, which is pretty cool. I think that's a nice feature, and you can see that kind of just swivels out and nicely. Then yeah, slightly more zoomed in, you can see has like a weird pin piece anyway. And then this is one of the better features of the set. You can flip, like whenever he shoots him, you can flip Bib Fortuna out of his seat, and that is a good feature and one that I think does the set quite well. And yeah, you can see you can move the throne out, which is really nice because the throne section looks really good, and I kind of wish they'd release that as like a May the 4th promotion. Unlikely, but anyway, you can see there's a couple bars of Beskar and a couple blasters underneath his throne. And this staircase part is quite cool, so you can flip your minifigure out and you can see the door behind him. So the door will go up, it has the eye as well, which is quite nice, and the door is nicely tiled off. The tower, you can see, is very short, and you can just see the cannon on the outside doesn't look great in my opinion, and the door looks alright, it's just not perfect. And when you have it up, you can make sure it stays up by like putting the eye forward over the front beam, and yeah, still pretty nice. And see, all of this set opens up, which is pretty cool. And yeah, talk a bit about the roof for a second. So you can see here, this is not a displayable set. The back of it looks pretty bad, and if you look at this, there's like holes in the roof to let light through, which is pretty nice. It just doesn't look like Jabba's palace. But anyway, you can also see the tower here in nice detail. It's too short. I kind of wish what they done is had they moved like the seating area and put that on top of the door section, then put the tower on top of that. That would have been much better. And you can see the seating section here is quite nice, but really would have been nicer had they just added another floor onto the tower. And yeah, this image here shows a couple kids playing with it, and it is a very good playset. There's just a few too many flaws, so I'm going to go through some of them now. So you can see the stickers above him don't look great separated. Admittedly, in this image they have them together and that looks pretty good. The roof is absolutely terrible for accuracy, but Lego kind of had to do that because there was a whole row about the previous one. And the tower doesn't look great either. Yeah, I kind of wish they'd added in some more, like removed some of the sections and just made the set a bit bigger. Rancor pit feature would have been really nice, and that entire front section, which was on the previous version, is lacking. And it's just, the previous version, really good, you can see it here. More minifigures, so tower is better, nicer and taller, and the roof is much better. The interior, in my opinion, is better, because albeit you could just mold this one and put the throne on, that would be very nice. And also you can like drop somebody to the Rancor pit, which was something that doesn't come with the set, but you can buy separately. Whereas this one's display is absolutely terrible. A theory would be that they'd put like a roof section on. I think it's possible, I just don't think it's likely. Whereas this one, my word, is very displayable, brilliant display set, and it works really well for what it is. So whether or not it's worth you paying 90 quid for this one and maybe modding it a bit, I'd say that's a better choice than spending 400 quid on the previous version. And yeah, previous version had the Rancor pit, and that is, well, would have come with the Rancor pit, and you can like drag it out and drop them, which was a really nice feature and something this set lacks. Because like for play features, the newer one's kind of better, but then it lacks this one, which in my opinion was quite a big and important one. And yeah, just the display of this set does not exist. You would probably display it from the front side with like the interior facing out, and that would be the only way you can display this set. Because just look at that. Problem was it looked like a mosque or something. The previous version, it got a bunch of criticism for that. So yeah, that's the main problem with this one, which is why they didn't do that, which I think Lego can make a good case for. It wasn't their fault, but they still could have done much better. And yeah, the interior is very accurate though. You can see like the throne is nicely done. The like bit that the throne goes on, there's no like For like, you see the handle parts there on the front, like lower down, those are just grey studs, but it still looks pretty cool. And yeah, the minifigures are all very nice. I do think there are a bunch of things they could have done much better with this set. Do you enjoy this video? Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.